Recently, I realized that although I've talked about different parts of the OCS process, I talked about OCS, I have yet talked about the fundamentals of the program, which is the contracts. Like, what can you as a candidate expect to contract as a Marine officer? So I don't know if you were aware of this, but it's not like the enlisted side that gives you specific jobs or a field. The Marine Corps officer program is not like that. And those are the things that I hope to address with this video. So first of all, let's start off with aviation. The Marine Corps, or the OSO, obviously depending on your medical and other qualifications, can guarantee you an aviation contract. All that means, they can't guarantee you a specific aircraft, but they can guarantee you an aviation seat in Pensacola, Florida, upon graduating the basic school. So you go to officer candidate school, you go to the basic school. Upon graduation, you're guaranteed a seat in Pensacola, Florida. Now, whether you make it or not, that's depending on you. The aircraft, that's depending on how you perform in Pensacola. But as an officer selection officer, I can guarantee you, dependent on your medical qualifications, your ASTBE scores and whatnot, I could give you an aviation contract, both college grads and platoon leaders class, or juniors, sophomores, and freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. I could also guarantee you an aviation slot in Pensacola, Florida once you graduate college. So that's the first one, aviation. The second one is law. If you are a lawyer, a bar certified lawyer, or even a third-year lawyer about to take the bar, you can potentially contract as a lawyer, which means that you will go to the basic school upon graduating OCS, then you will go to the Naval Justice School, and then you are a practicing attorney in the Marine Corps as a staff judge advocate. So that's a contract that's guaranteed at the OSO level. Under the platoon leaders class, the OSO can also guarantee you a law contract. Obviously, it's going to be dependent on you passing the bar upon graduating law school. However, as a incoming law student, you can contract as a law contract. As a 1L or a 2L, you can also contract under the platoon leaders class under the law program. The only difference between the platoon leaders class and the OCC class is that you have to pass the bar, and everything's contingent of you passing the bar. If not, you have the option of going ground and choosing another contract at that point. So we talked about air, we talked about law. The next contract that the OSO can guarantee you is reserves. Now, the way reserves works is very similar to ground. What I mean by that is that you will finish officer, if you are a college graduate, you will finish officer candidate school, check into the basic school, check into your MOS school. Now, once you're done with that year of training, you have the option of choosing an experience tour, which is 1 year long. That gives you essentially 2 years of active duty before you go back to your reserve unit. Now, as far as how that works, well, it's let's say I'm in California. Let's say I have a young man or woman that puts geographic location. Then obviously their job's going to be dependent on what the geographic location is. If they put MOS, the selection of I don't care what my geographic location is. I want a specific job. Now your job your job increases. So potentially you could get a job in another state, but now you have a larger pool of jobs to pick from. So again, that's going to be dependent on your TBS class, what jobs are open and whatnot. But again, it's usually a ground contract. Not usually, it is a ground, but it's a reserve contract as well. For the platoon leaders class, I know that the reserve option is available for juniors only at this point, not yet for freshmen or sophomores. At least in my district, it's like that, which is the 12th district. I'm not sure how the other districts are, but I know I can guarantee a junior a reserve contract. If you have goals of doing something in the community and you only want to serve in the Marine Corps active duty 1 year, maybe 2 years, and come back and serve as a Marine on the reserve unit while accomplishing your civilian goals, then that's the contract that I recommend you at least explore a little bit more in detail. The last one is ground. Or it's not the last one, but the next one is ground. Usually when people think of ground, they're thinking about infantry. When people come in to see the OSO, I tell them ground. They're like, well, I don't want to be infantry. Well, ground is not necessarily infantry. Ground is every job that's not law or aviation. So as a ground contract, you could be a financial management officer. You could be a supply officer. You could work with aviation as a maintenance officer, aviation supply officer. It can also mean infantry. It can mean artillery. So the way it works is you contract on the ground component at the basic school around month 5. It's where you will get your MOS choice. Now, I can go into detail how that works in another video, but I will tell you this. The Marine Corps tries to align you with your goals, your wishes, and they try to give you that job. I'm not saying you're going to get your number 1 pick, but what I tell my candidates is don't fall in love with a specific job. Fall in love with a field. If you want combat arms, then maybe pick infantry, ground intelligence, tanks, and artillery. Chances are that you're going to get one of those jobs. But again, the Marine Corps TBS wants to give you one of those jobs. But again, it might not be your number 1. It might be your number 2 or your number 3 choice. So just something to keep in mind. So ground is the same whether it's OCC or POC. You can go POC ground, OCC ground. So again, ground it's the same. Now, there's a new category that just came out. It's called cyber. Cyber security, cyber force, something to that effect. Unfortunately, since it's brand new, there's not that much information on it yet. I'm assuming it's the same as the civilians, just tapping into the cyber world and combating other nations when it comes to cyber. Again, I'm not that smart. Hopefully Headquarters Marine Corps comes out with some information as far as cyber so that you can be more informed. However, that is a contract that as an OSO right now it's only available for my platoon leaders class juniors. It's not even available for my college grads just yet, but I'm expecting that to change maybe next fiscal year. Something to ask you also about the new cyber contract. So if your goal is to become some type of cyber security, just be an expert in the cyber field, then look into the cyber contract. Again, just for the 12th Marine Corps District, I don't even know if this applies to other districts. It's just available for my college juniors. But again, I do anticipate that's going to change here in the next fiscal year with the college graduates. So again, those are kind of the contracts that you can contract. We're not like the other services that guarantees a contract. We truly are looking for people that want to be Marines first. And the reason why the Marines are like that, because if you can display those leadership traits that brought you in the first place, then you can perform any job. And essentially, as a Marine officer, that is your job, is to lead others and make them better than yourself. So that's it. That's all that I have today. Like always, reach out to me if you have any questions. In previous videos, I put my information out there. I'll do the same for this one. And again, good luck, and especially for my winter class. The selection board's coming up. Don't let off on the PT. Keep it up, and good luck at OCS, and good luck throughout the process. Thanks.